Welcome to VN Echoes of History Chanel. Chapter 17 News amid the rain of bombs. One night, after many hours of filling bomb craters, Zan and her friends returned to their hut when they suddenly encountered Kai, a messenger soldier from the upper front lines. His face was smeared with mud, his breath ragged, but in his eyes shone something unusual. "Zan," he called, his voice nearly breaking, "it seems Nam is still alive." Zan froze, her ears ringing. "What did you just say?" Her voice trembled. Kai explained. Among a group of wounded soldiers recently sent to the rear, there was a man named Nam, tall, with a northern accent, badly injured but unable to recall his unit. He had only overheard fragments from the nurses. Tu and Lan threw their arms around Zan, while Wei beamed. "I told you. He'll come back." That night, Zan barely slept. In her mind appeared Nam's image, his gentle smile, his deep eyes, his warm voice. All the pain, all the years of waiting seemed erased by just 2 words, "still alive." The next morning, Zan asked her commander for permission to send a letter immediately to the rear to seek confirmation. She wrote in haste, her hand trembling, each word carrying her very soul. But many weeks later, the reply crushed her. That wounded soldier named Nam was not her Nam. It was all just a coincidence. Zan sank to the ground by the stream, tears streaming down her face. The blow of disappointment pierced her heart like a cold knife. It felt as if she had touched the door to happiness, only for it to be ripped away, leaving behind a void of unspeakable sorrow. Wei sat quietly beside her, saying nothing, only resting a warm hand on Zan's shoulder. Tu and Lan stood silently behind, their eyes full of sympathy. Amid the vast jungle, bombs still echoed in the distance, but for Zan, there was only a heavy silence. She looked up at the gray sky and whispered, "Wherever you are, I'll still wait." Chapter 18 The Night of Fierce Bombs. That night, rain poured like torrents, the jungle thick with darkness. The roar of planes thundered above, bombs tore through the sky, ripping apart the night. The ground shook violently, waves of hot air hurled dirt and rock, uprooting trees. Zan, Tu, Lan, and Wei were with their team, urgently filling bomb craters on the supply road. They barely had time to crouch low as the shriek of a falling bomb cut through the air. A blinding flash, then everything exploded. When the dust settled, Zan staggered up, her ears still ringing. Before her was a horrifying sight. Wei lay motionless by the roadside, her clothes torn, her blood mingling with the mud. Her gentle face was now pale, her eyes closed, lashes still coated with dust. "Wei!" Zan screamed, rushing to cradle her friend. Hot blood soaked her hands, its metallic scent tearing through her chest. Tu dropped to her knees, shaking Wei, but it was useless. Lan stood frozen, tears streaming, her trembling hands gripping her shovel. All around them came shouts for medics, voices calling in the smoky chaos, flashes of artillery lighting the night as if to devour everything. But for the 3 girls, the world had collapsed into the void left by Wei's absence. Comrades arrived, gently covering Wei's body with a tarp. Zan still sat there, clutching her friend's cold hand, whispering as if afraid Wei might not hear, "I still haven't finished telling you the story about Nam." "Wei, after the bombing, the road still had to be cleared, the supplies had to get through." But that night, the whole team moved in silence, each step heavy. In their hearts, the image of the young girl with the warm smile would remain forever in the Trong Sun jungle. Chapter 19 The Day of Farewell to Wei. The next morning, the Trong Sun forest was still soaked with dew. The smell of gunpowder and bombs lingered faintly in the wind. The entire youth volunteer team stood in silence beside a small patch of earth, next to the road they had just repaired. Wei lay peacefully in an old faded parachute hammock, her face serene as if asleep. Zan, together with Tu and Lan, knelt nearby, their eyes swollen red after a sleepless night. Everyone tried to hold back their sobs so the farewell ceremony could remain solemn. A simple wooden marker was erected. On it, her comrades carved a few rough lines with a knife. Martyr Nguyen T. Wei, 20 years old. Fell for the Trong Sun Road, rainy season 1968. The unit's bugle sounded through the forest, piercing to the heart. Zan slowly placed in Wei's hand a small handkerchief, a gift Wei had sewn for her when she first joined the team, saying only, "You always wipe sweat with your sleeve, I felt so sorry for you." Shovel after shovel of earth fell heavy and dark. Each strike seemed to weigh 1,000 pounds. Tu choked out, "Rest in peace, Wei. We'll finish this road." When the grave was finally heaped, Zan stood motionless for a long time. Amid the whispers of the forest, she softly spoke, like a vow, "Don't worry. I'll finish telling my story, to Nam, to everyone, that we lived, we fought, and we loved." The team departed, leaving behind only the small grave nestled under the ancient trees, where a crimson wildflower had just fallen, like incense bidding farewell to the 20-year-old girl. Chapter 20. The road must go on. After Wei's farewell, the Trong Sun Road remained like a lifeline that had to be widened, meter by meter. Zan, Tu, Lan, and the entire team threw themselves back into the work, as if to bury their grief beneath the weight of their labor. The forest rains poured endlessly, the red earth grew slick, and supply trucks struggled to pass. The girls tied up their hair, slung shovels over their shoulders, gripped pickaxes in hand, and trudged through mud up to their knees. Each swing of the pick, each shovel of earth tossed aside, mingled with the distant rumble of artillery. Zan always led at the front. Her hands were calloused, her nails packed with dirt, yet her eyes blazed with determination. In quiet moments, she looked toward Wei's grave at the foot of the slope. It seemed that a single crimson wildflower still lingered there, unfallen. Tu whispered, voice trembling but firm, "If Wei saw us faltering, she'd scold us." Lan nodded, wiping sweat from her brow with the back of her hand. "Yeah, we have to finish, so the trucks can pass, so the supplies reach the battlefield in time." When night fell and the bombs thundered again, Zan and her comrades rushed out to fill the craters. Each dash beneath the whistling shells, each shovelful of earth they threw into the holes was a silent vow. "Wei, we're carrying on." The glow of torches and flares lit up their faces, young but unyielding, streaked with sweat, rain, and earth. In Zan's heart, the ache of losing Wei still burned, but it was that very pain that forged her spirit into steel stronger than ever before.